今天很奇怪，你是只什么东西呢？你是只老鼠吗
？A mini.
迷你？
是。
迷你个头啊，迷你！哎呀。
On the evening of the last day's march, an order had been received that the commander-in-chief would inspect the regiment on the march. Though the words of the order were not clear to the regiment commander, and the question arose whether the troops were to be in marching order or not, it was decided at the consultation between the battalion commanders to present the regiment in parade order, on the principle that it's always better to bow too low than not bow low enough. So the soldiers, after 20-mile march, were kept mending and cleaning all night long, without closing their eyes, while the adjutants and company commanders calculated and reckoned, and by the morning the regiment, instead of the straggling disorderly cloud it had been in the last march the day before, presented a well-ordered array of 2,000 men, each of whom knew his place and his duty, had every button and every strap in place, and shone with cleanliness, and not only externally was all in order, but had it pleased the commander-in-chief to look under the uniforms, he would have found on every man a clean shirt, and in every knapsack the appointed number of articles, and all, soap and all, as the soldiers say. There was only one circumstance concerning which no one could be at ease. It was the state of the soldiers' boots. More than half the men's boots were in holes. But this defect was not due to any fault of the regimental commander, for in spite of repeated demands, boots had not been issued by the Austrian commissariat, and the regiment had marched some 700 miles. Okay, a lot of stuff. What's the main point? What's the main point? It's actually kind of funny to read this.
Just how they prepare the inspection.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, and anything else?
Clean clothes. Make sure the clothes are clean.
Yeah, and why is it so special that he mentioned this?
And then they don't sleep enough?
Yes, they don't sleep enough to prepare, right? So that they look very clean and very ready for the inspection, yeah.
For me, it's very funny, right?
What
the
part's
point
funny?
is not make you clean.
Well, they want to make themselves look good when the commander comes to inspect, for sure.
So which is really bad.
What do you mean by bad?
You should have a good sleep, have a good body. You should prepare fighting, right? Every day you prepare how you fight, not with clean clothes.
Well, anyway, the whole point is that they prepared very hard.
But it's useless.
But then the only thing that was not ready was
it's
what?
A boot.
Boot. What was wrong with the boot?
The boot have a hole.
Right, because it marched 700 miles.
Yeah.
So that's what's wrong with that.
So you should have a good boots. Otherwise, you cannot march anymore.
Yeah.
The good thing for you is you can fight. You have a hole in your boots. You cannot fight.
Okay. Anyway, let's go back. On the evening of the last day march. So just about to get to the last day march. Okay.
What?
On the evening
of the last day. What the march? Oh, they just arrived.
Yes, on the evening just before they arrived, they got an order that the commander-in-chief is going to come and inspect them. Was going to inspect this regiment on the march.
Okay.
Though the words of but they didn't know the words of the orders were not clear to the commander. They were not sure, and the question arose whether the troops.
The commander is who?
Regimental commanders, the regiment, the guy who's leading this regiment.
Oh, and the question.
And the question arose whether the troops were to be in marching order or not.
What?
So should they be in marching order or not? Because they're trying to figure out whether the commander would come or not. So it was decided. Just wait a second. It was decided at the consultation between the battalion commanders to present the regiment in parade order. So the question: should we be in marching order or parade order? On principle, it's always better to bow too low than not to bow low enough. So one is called parade order and the other is called marching order. I don't know the difference. Does not matter, okay? Parade order is like for show and the other is for marching. The battalion commander decided to go into parade order, right? And the reason why they decided to do that is because they want to bow. It's better to bow too low than not low enough. It's good to show. It's good to bow very low rather than not bow low enough. That's a saying there. It's good to bow. Bow means you show respect.
I know.
It's good to bow low enough and rather not bow low enough.
So the parade order is the bow, right?
Huh?
The parade order is bow.
No, that's just a bow is just a saying. Parade order is a parade order. It means that you have to parade. You have to look good.
Oh, parade order means you look good.
It's just not fighting orders. Parade.
Yeah,
just
like the kindergarten have a parade if they have some event.
Okay, anyway. Okay.
So yeah, but I don't understand some words. The truth means the soldier, right, to be in marching order or not. It was decided at a consultation. What does it mean? It was
meeting. Meeting.
Oh, it's at a meeting between the 什么东西?
Battalion.
Battalion commander is what?
Battalion is like another group of soldiers. Okay.
Huh?
Another group of soldiers, just a lot of group of soldiers. There's regiment, battalion, whatever. There's a lot of different groups.
Regiment, battalion is a different group of soldiers.
Yes.
So okay, to present the regiment, huh?
So the soldiers, after a 20-mile march, that last day, they were doing all this stuff. They kept mending their clothes, cleaning their stuff.
What does mending mean?
Sewing, like
sewing and clean all night long without closing their eyes.
It's people who are next together with the armies, an adjunct, okay?
What? People what?
Who are attached to a particular, it's just another group of people in the army. If I tell you, it does not matter. Like, it's another group of people. Adjuncts another group of people in the army. It doesn't matter, it's not that important.
Another group of people and company commanders.
Yes. Calculated
and
reckoned, figured out, they figured that. And by morning, the regiment, instead of the struggling, disorderly crowd it had been the last march, they're going to completely change. Rather than looking at this, struggling means like people who are struggling, straggly, like not very healthy, not doing very well. Disorderly means not in order crowd, that like they were in the last march. They're gonna look very neat in front of the commander. So that's all that it is. Don't read so much, I'm telling you. Array of 2,000 men, each one knew his place and his duty. Each place know exactly where they're supposed to be and what they're supposed to do. And every button and every strap in place. Every button they have, every strap is like a belt or whatever, is in place. And shone with cleanliness, very clean, okay? So, and not only externally in order, but if you open it up, even internally, the shirt is all clean. Very clean. And the knapsack, the thing that they carry, had everything. It had the appointed number article, has what you're supposed to have in there. Appointed means what you're supposed. Appointed number, the number of things that you're supposed to in there. They're always like for making for digging and stuff. I think soap and all. They have all that they need inside a knapsack.
What's a knapsack?
Sack, your backpack, inside your backpack they have what you need in there. Every soldier has exactly what they need in there.
There were only one.
There's only one thing, which is the boots. Okay, I already read that. It's only the boots are bad. The boots had half of the men.
No one could be at ease. What I mean, no one could be at ease.
Yeah.
The concerning which no one could be at ease.
Could not be very. Everything else looks so good. Only this one looks bad. So they cannot be at ease. Cannot be at ease means you're not easy, right? Not.
The state of soldiers' boots. State means the situation.
Yes. This defect.
Not correct thing. Was not due to any fault of
It's not because of what they did, anything that they did wrong.
Because for in spite of.
Even though they asked for new boots.
Even though.
They repeated asking for new boots.
In spite of repeated demands, boots had not been issued by the
Austrian commissariat.
What does it mean?
I don't care. It's just some Russian person working in Austria. Okay, commissariat.
Has not been issued by. What does it mean?
Has not been ordered by. Okay, you have to order something.
In spite of repeated demands, boots. Yeah. In spite the soldiers continue say, we need the new boots, but had not been issued.
No.
And the regiment and had marched some 700 miles.